Good morning, Lockpod. The locomotive is here. Why are you laughing?
Why do I feel we're about to have the worst Lockpod episode ever?
Well, if it's the worst, then it becomes historically like a cult classic.
Oh,
kind
you're
of
right.
Lockpod. They're like, remember that time?
It was so terrible when it debuted.
The sound wasn't working.
Right.
The real locomotive wasn't there.
That's right.
The fake one was. What did you guys?
5 people were watching.
What were you guys calling me last time?
Oh,
little baby locomotive.
Little baby locomotive.
Real funny when I'm not in the room, guys. Real funny.
All right, well, we're calling it now. Little baby locomotive.
I'm the locomotive now.
How does that sound?
Look at the chair I'm in. I feel.
I think, you know what? I think you, raised it.
I did.
I think you put it up a little bit.
I'm like, you notice I'm like up here? We had to move.
John, did you notice that? Like, he tried to, get it, above me?
I gave him a stack of phone books.
Tom's going to be like, why is the microphone
Sears
so
catalogs.
high?
Yeah, why?
He had to adjust the whole thing back down again.
We put bricks under the table, make it a little higher.
Welcome to Lockpod, everybody. Yeah. Season 4, episode 14.
We barely made it.
Chief of Stuff, Phil Talon in the house.
I'm here. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming. Thanks for filling in for the locomotive. We're going to have a pretty good show today.
Maybe.
Not just pretty good. Well, we have my brother coming in from L.A. It's only about quarter to, I don't know what. Crack of ass in the morning.
5:37 a.m. there.
He is going to be.
I'm looking at him. You guys see him just rubbing his eyes.
Yeah, he's just so happy to be on right in a second.
Don't worry, Matt. No one watching can see that.
Get
just
the Folgers, Matt. Get the Folgers out.
We're going to get Matt on in just a second. By the way, I want to thank, and John, I think both of us, and Jill was here, I think. Yeah, Paul Goddard. What a great show Paul was. It really helps when you have somebody with 94,000 followers come on and he shares the feed.
You said viewers were up, right?
Viewers were up. Thank you to Paul Goddard.
And we have a whopping 34 right now.
Come on, that's nothing.
Do they know Matt's going to be on?
Oh, wait.
See,
31 we're losing.
Oh, wait.
Matt's like, I woke up for this.
He's
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Oh, boy. It's all about the subscriptions.
It's people are going to view this later on, Kevin, when they hear about how bad it was.
And they're going to be like, I got to hear that.
I've got to see this train wreck.
But Paul Goddard was phenomenal.
I know where he lives.
What? Is that a threat?
He needs to know, Paul.
Guess what? Phil's just now going to be followed forever.
I walk by his car or his truck all the time. I'm like,
All right.
Paul's here. Okay. Maybe I'll have the
That's not
news
good to have
crew on him.
region news source.
No, I probably shouldn't.
I know
threaten
where
the
you
guy.
live, region news source, and he's got a lot of followers that like him. By
He
the way,
controls media in this area, and I'm like, I'm coming for you.
they're going to threaten you
It's
now.
a great idea.
Well, our locomotive's out probably trying to make up the $5 million deficit between him and Todd Young, but that's gonna be nothing. By the time he gets home this weekend, it'll be even.
You know what? Nowadays, I'm not even. We're going to talk about that maybe a little bit, but I'm not worried about it. We're good.
All right. Well, for now, let's get my brother on.
Let's do that.
Let's give it a whirl.
All right.
See if this works.
Matt Money Smith, Hammond, Indiana, now L.A., California. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We're good. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
How's
not a problem at all. Sorry, I just had a little long dog walk there. She wanted to play some frisbee this morning, so in the dark.
How's
trying to track
SoCal
down
treat
a dog
you?
frisbee is not easy.
Wait, wouldn't this be surfing time right now, or something? Or is this too early?
I am longing for daylight saving time so I can get my daylight back. Normally, I'd be in the water by 5:15, but it's just pitch black till 6. After 6 now, so normally I'd be in the water by 6. Yeah, whatever, 6. That's a long answer for a simple question. Sorry.
Well, because
that's how they do it in L.A.
Well, when I surf, it doesn't. I don't care if it's pitch black or.
When you're on, where do you go? Wolf Lake, Little Cal.
I don't want to tell people where I'm at, Kevin, because then they're going to come out and
watch you.
Yeah. So, but when I surf, it doesn't matter. Rocks,
That's
no
right.
rocks. Daylight, no daylight.
Rocks, no rocks. That's what everybody says out here. Rocks, no rocks.
Were you up
We have
late
no
watching
water.
the Dodgers or what?
Well, it wasn't late for me.
Good point. I guess it was late for me.
So it was quite the series. So very, very excited. Probably going to be back at the stadium next week for those middle 3 games.
That's exciting. And any prediction? Or what do you think about the Knebel, Urias little gamesmanship before the game? So
it makes sense, I mean, Urias came out of the bullpen all World Series, and would throw 5, 3, however many innings he needed to. Remember when they got that World Series win over the Rays? So he's comfortable doing that. I didn't like it. I would have just given him the ball, but look, it worked out, right? They end up getting through, 2 innings, and then Urias pitches those middle, 5, and then you can bring in your 2 closers. And it's always fun when a big starter comes out, right? And you see, Max Scherzer coming out of the bullpen for the save. That's a lot of fun.
I've never understood the teams that throw a guy out there for 1 inning. There's obviously
the Rays.
Right. And
Like they
there's
did all
a few
year.
other teams that have been doing it this year, too. So there's got to be some sort of statistics.
He's the only guy they do it with, just because he's totally comfortable coming out of the pen, and he's a starter as well. So I think the way they look at it is the top of the order doesn't get to see him 3 times. You know, that's the whole
There you go,
analytic
Phil.
thing,
See?
right? Is, you know, third time through is when you tend to see batters starting to be able to line up what the pitcher's got to offer.
That makes perfect sense. But Tampa Bay does it with every pitcher almost, right?
Yeah, like McCutcheon, all those guys.
So they have that same strategy for every single pitcher, it seems.
Yeah, I think they just don't have the horses. You know, that's the difference, I guess. I mean, I'm sure of the 32 teams or 30 teams in baseball, 29 of them would sign up to have Urias pitch in an elimination game. So
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm not crazy about it, but it seems to work for him.
Well, Matt, I want to just real quick intro on you. Obviously, you're my brother, but more importantly, because who else would come on 2 hours early?
Right.
LA, it wouldn't be anybody but my little brother who needs to come on, and I have to force him on. But Matt's NFL Network. He's the radio voice of the Chargers. He also is co-host of Petros and Money Show, and we're happy to have him on. In a region native, of course, grew up here in the region in Hammond and in Dyer, and here he is. So thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. And I know you've got to get on an NFL call soon, but we wanted to hit a couple things. First and foremost, we were going to talk about this Bears potential move to Arlington Heights. So you are enjoying SoFi, which is a brand new stadium in LA, and it seems like now between Dallas and SoFi, you guys have kind of set the standard on stadiums. You've been to Soldier Field. What do you think the chances of the Bears simply just saying, screw this in downtown, we're going to go to Arlington?
You know, it's interesting because when the Chargers moved to LA, their owner, you know, Dean Spanos, took a ton of incoming from San Diego. And I thought he made a good point when you know, the local government, the state of California, refused to pitch in. He said, look, I'm happy to pay my share. He goes, but I'm going to occupy this place for 10 days. You know, my football team is guaranteed 10 dates in this building, and you want me to pay for the whole thing? He goes, I don't want to be a promoter. I don't want to schedule events. That's not what I'm in the business to do. I want a place for my team to play, and I'm happy to pay for that share of it. He goes, but it's 10 days. So I think the Bears are probably in a similar situation where they don't like their lease with the city, and you know, they're trying to figure out a way to maximize their ability to, you know, pull in as much local money as they can. We know the national money is incredible when it comes to the television deals and just revenue sharing from all of the merch sales. So that would be my guess, is it's a bad deal that they have with the city and Soldier Field. And look, we know Soldier Field is small, as crazy as it sounds, but in terms of capacity compared to, you know, I mean, SoFi can be expanded to 90,000. So you're talking about a stadium that's is crazy. You know, I know they just did the remodel and dropped that spaceship on top of it, but I think they would probably say it's outdated. And B, it's too small. So it stinks. I hate the idea of them going all the way out to Arlington Heights. It's pretty cool to have a stadium right in the middle of the city. It's kind of what's great about sort of SoFi now. It's somewhat in the middle of LA. You can see the downtown skyline from there, and you know, you fly right over it when you go into LAX. So that's pretty cool. You know, I'd love to see them get something figured out so they don't have to go all the way out there, because it just doesn't feel quite the same. You know, like when you go to New York to play the Jets or the Giants, it just kind of, I don't know, it's just weird being out in the Meadowlands. It doesn't. There's like this weird recycle plant that's right next to it, you know, and you can see the skyline across the river. It's like, that doesn't work for me. It's kind of cool. Same with Foxborough. I mean, Foxborough is kind of cool in Boston because it's got this weird, it's very eerie. You feel like you're driving to the set of the Salem witch trials or something like that, because you're going on these one-lane roads through this forest. But it's still weird not to have it in the city. So I'd love to see them get it figured out. But and this is nothing more than a leverage play. But man, I'll tell you, local and state governments have very little patience to provide money for football stadiums these days, considering how much money the NFL is basically just printing year after year.
Well, and I think he's nailing it when you're talking about the history is what it bothers a lot of people, right? Because, you know, we've been going to these games at Soldier Field forever. Yeah. But at the same time, the Bears are watching these other teams playing in better stadiums, and they're leveraging, you know, their asset to make sure they're getting the best.
I mean, you got free agents, you got to attract free
Absolutely.
agents and everything. So
you guess you can't blame them, even though it kind of sucks for us.
Speaking of new stadiums, Phil, you had a really interesting thought a couple weeks ago when the Bears were playing the Raiders.
I see I know what you're doing here.
I want to embarrass you right in
No,
front of.
I want to talk to Matt about this because you're right. I thought the Raiders were going to beat the Bears. I thought they were going to beat them pretty good. I even saw some national, like people on SportsCenter and whatnot saying the same thing. So I was feeling really good about my pick. But Matt, what's going on with the Bears? Is Justin Fields for real?
Or even better, what's going on with the Raiders, your team?
Well, I think, yeah. Well, we know they have some issues going on right now, right?
So you're a big Raider fan.
Yeah.
You're a big Gruden fan, aren't you?
Not a Raiders fan, Matt. It's not true. It's not true. I'm a Bears fan. I have been forever. But what's going? Tell me about the Bears. Are they legit? Is Justin Fields going to take us the right direction now?
I don't think they're legit. No, I don't. But I just thought the matchup. I mean, that's kind of what football comes down to. That I've learned over the many years I've been calling games is. You can have teams that you don't think are very good beat teams that you think are very good just because the matchup works out for them. And the Raiders' offensive line is probably the worst in football. And the Bears' defensive line is probably one of the best in football. And I think, even though some people didn't like it, I had no problem with it. Joey Bosa just kind of laid it out there. It's like, look, you get the Derek Carr lead and you get shook. It's just the way it is. It's always been that way. Quarterbacks don't like getting hit, and he's one in particular that really doesn't like getting hit. So I just assumed it was going to play out very similarly to how it did with the Chargers. And Joey Bosa being in his lap all afternoon, and I think you saw that with Khalil Mack in that front. So I think that was just a matchup for them. I'm still, I don't know. I don't know what to make of the Bears just because I'm not a big Matt Nagy fan. I've just heard too many things sort of about just kind of his offense and he, gosh, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. I don't want to say too much. I just know that Mitch Trubisky had a lot of challenges in trying to communicate with him about what worked for him. And I think Nagy is very set in his ways of what offense he wants to run, how he wants to run it. I think you saw it with that answer about Laser calling plays and him getting very defensive about how no, I'm calling plays. Like that's just, I think that's there's coaches in the league and then there's play callers in the league. And I think Matt Nagy is more of a play caller than a coach. And I think that is inhibiting the Bears from perhaps reaching their potential. Now, look, he doesn't have a lot. It'd be nice if Ryan Pace would give him a wide receiver over 5'5" to work with, So, I mean, and not 15 tight ends. The O-line is not great. So there's a lot of offensive challenges there.
What about Matt, conversely, what do you think about the coaching change in LA with the Chargers?
It's ridiculous. It's complete. And I loved Anthony Lynn, who's now the OC in Detroit. He's a great guy. And I think the players really liked him. It just wasn't for him. I think and now with Brandon Staley, you see it. You just see a guy that has a philosophy that has built a culture, and his culture is, I believe in my players. I'm going to empower my players, and people will think it's non-traditional, but this is how we're going to go win football games. And he's done it week in and week out.
I think that Chiefs game is crazy when they just went for it.
Yep.
That was good.
I mean, this past week, I don't know if you saw it against the Browns. They're down 14, and they're on their own 24 with a 4th and 2. And he goes for it, because he said, well, why wouldn't I? My offense has been playing great. My defense is struggling. So if I punt it and I give him an extra 40 yards, what's the difference? They've been effective. They've scored 27 points through two quarters in 3 minutes. So, I think it's just having someone that's able to approach a game that way has been such a big help for this team. It'll be interesting. I shouldn't say I don't buy the Bears. Like I totally think the Bears could win 9 games, but so what do you do? What do you do with Matt Nagy if you're 9-8 and Justin Fields is throwing for 120 yards or 150 yards a game, and the games you've won, you're winning 17-10, and the offense hasn't really grown. It's going to be interesting to see how they approach the offseason if it plays out kind of how I think it does this year for them.
No, well, for us Bears fans, we're hoping for the best, obviously, but I think we've been beat up so much over the last 20 some years that at this point.
And so I want to say I love Justin Fields. I heard nothing but great things about him, because I work with the draft and the combine and all that, and everything I heard is, this is one of the more impressive guys in the draft, and just like a real leader, a guy that galvanizes his team, and most people expect him to be really good. So that part of it I think is awesome. And look, I'm living it now with Justin Herbert. He's probably the best quarterback in the league now, and you can just see how much different a franchise can be when you get that guy. So I think Justin is that guy. I don't want to say that I don't think that's the case for the Bears. I think they're fine there, and that's such a huge part of getting your football team right.
Well, if nothing else, we lived with Jay Cutler for many, many years, and he had kind of the opposite. He was like this great quarterback. He could fling it everywhere, but everybody said he wasn't a leader.
Yeah, and I think Justin Fields is. You could just tell. I think the guys respect him. Robinson, he loves him, right?
For sure.
So I know Matt's tight on time. Phil, you got one chance here. Matt used to do the NFL Network Fantasy Live show. Yep. I know your fantasy teams are struggling.
Yep.
So you got a chance to give them
mine.
Well, I have a more important question, though, Kevin. Yeah. I really do. I have a more important. Matt, when you come home, okay, it's Thanksgiving. You come home, you're sitting around the table with the family, and you look at your brothers. Do you think to yourself, man, it really stinks they couldn't make it as far as I did or as well as I've done in my life? I wish they could have done better. Is that what goes through your head?
That's funny. Well, I'll tell you what, Phil. It is not what I think, because unfortunately the career path I have chosen precludes me from almost ever being at the Thanksgiving table or being at Christmas. As you know, we all have our, we have our blessings and we have our curses. And unfortunately, the curse of my job is I'm going to be in Houston on Christmas Day because they're playing the Texans on the 26th. So my career path was probably going to be very similar to not as successful because I'm an idiot, but very similar to Kevin's. My plan was to go to law school. I was a pre-law, student at Pepperdine and took speech, and I was a speech major and poli-sci major. And then I just kind of was able to work my way into the music business, and that's how this whole thing started. But part of it's by design, part of it's by luck, and fortunately the hand I was dealt ended up coming up. So I was, I don't mean to get too deep on it, but man, I truly am we were talking about it the other day, and I think this is what a quarterback can do. We've struggled with this team in LA for 4 years. This is my 5th year, and the guy I do the games with, Daniel Jeremiah, we were actually just sitting on the plane together watching some college film on the way home, and as we were switching from one player he was watching to the other, the general manager, Tom Telesco, came back to talk to us about the game, and when he walked away, DJ looked at me and goes, do you ever just kind of take a sec? And look, DJ played college ball, and he was a scout for the Ravens and the Eagles and the Browns, and he's been in football. He's the lead draft analyst. He's the best guy at it. He's basically, Mel Kiper for people that watch the NFL Network, but he's just better, a million times better than him. And he says, do you ever just kind of take that second to say, what the heck? I'm on a plane with the Chargers. I work with an NFL team, and I'm walking around the field at these stadiums, and I'm standing next to these players, and this is my life. And so I'm just, I'm incredibly thankful that I get to live this life, that there's only 32 of these teams, and I happen to have one of these jobs that puts me on airplanes at 35,000 feet with an NFL team and talking to players and coaches about how they're going to execute a game plan and what happened and what went right, what went wrong. So I'm just, I am incredibly, incredibly thankful for that, and never, ever want to take it for granted. But yes, it's a hell of a lot cooler than being a general contractor in local politics in Northwest Indiana.
That's all I wanted to hear.
That was it.
That's the line of the show. You got it. You got what you wanted.
Well, because he's preaching to the choir, because I have a very similar celebrity status in this area that you do. Like I tell my wife, I'm sorry, Christmas Day, I have to be in Cedar Lake for a meeting. So you and I yes, I get
kindred
it.
spirits.
Exactly. Kindred spirits. Yeah, we're contemporaries. We're peers.
That's
we're
it.
Peers.
So Phil, you're the most successful brother or sibling, is what you're saying?
It's not even close. I feel sad for them.
Matt, thanks for coming on. Phil, you don't have a fantasy question.
The only thing I really do want to know, honestly, is Aaron Rodgers. Where's he at? Top 10 QBs right now. Is he? I don't know. Where's he at these days?
All right. This is your finale, Matt.
Absolutely. Yeah, no question. I would start him every week. Are you asking me fantasy wise?
Well, but no, fantasy of course too, but in NFL, because obviously he's a little older.
You want me to say some disparaging comments?
No, Matt.
No, don't do that.
He's growing his hair too long.
No, what I'm saying, you put him in the top 10 easily, but is he still one of the top QBs in football, and is he going to be, I guess, for much longer?
Yeah, I don't think you can count on one hand how many quarterbacks you might want instead of him, and you might not get past. Look, again, I'm biased, but I believe Justin Herbert's playing the best quarterback in the NFL right now. I think it's hard to take anybody, over Patrick Mahomes just because of how incredible he's been, and the, whatever odds he faces, how he overcomes them. But I would imagine that he's right there, right after that. I think, Lamar Jackson's interesting, and I'm anxious to see it. It's going to be a lot of fun on Sunday. I'm flying to Baltimore tomorrow morning, so we're going to get to see that up close. But, I think there's very, very few guys in that conversation, and I think those are probably the four right now. With there you go, Josh Allen. So there's your big five, right? I would say, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson are probably your five. Ah, crap. Now I got Kyler Murray. There's six.
Wow. You're just going to make him late for his call, Phil.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
All right, man. Listen, appreciate it.
Got it.
I appreciate you coming on. It was really great to have you, and enjoy the rest of the day. Sorry you weren't able to serve and you had to come on left to center, but we appreciate it.
Thanks, Matt.
It's going right down from here. Thanks, Matt. All right. There we go.
That was
good. That was fun. It's good to see my brother. Literally, I couldn't tell you the last time I actually saw him. So it was nice. We had him on video in the studio, but we only had him on audio for the Facebook Live. But
now I'm a sports guy, obviously.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice if he was like a regular on Lock Pod. You know what I mean? I know he can't do that. I know he's too busy.
We can't afford him, Phil.
Yeah.
I just hope he shares the feed. I mean, he's got 180,000 Twitter followers. Let him have at it. So
that'd be great.
Yeah, we'll see. John will have to beg him.
That'd take us from our 32.
He's like, why would I share this feed?
Yeah,
for sure.
Pass.
He did not share the feed.
Hard pass.
There's no doubt about it.
All right, listen, we've got more of a show coming up.
Our own subscribers don't even share the feed.
Yeah, good point. I don't know if I did today. Actually,
I don't think I did.
So far, Karen Janiga, Jim Wolf, and Amy Howard shared this stream.
Wow,
3 people. Not even Phil. Not even
None
Kevin. Not even Jill.
No.
Not even me.
All right. Well, that answers a lot.
Yep.
Phil, let's do some ads. We're going to come back. We've got actually some really interesting and good stuff to talk about today, not the least of which is to check out our TikTok feeds and see what is actually on our feeds, because I know that we're going to have fun doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Locomotive's glasses are on.
If I'm in the locomotive chair, I get to wear his glasses when I'm reading the...
Look at you.
Yeah, look at this.
All right.
Have
at it.
It's so much larger.
I'll even let you start out.
That's what she said.
The show is going downhill quickly.
Right down the...
Matt, come back. Matt,
let's talk some football.
Yes. Powering America.
You got to do better than that.
Powering America. Premier sponsor. Mention at the beginning and the end.
Don't read that.
I was just kidding. I thought it was funny. Season 4 is powered by our premier sponsor, Powering America.
Pow.
It just kind of stops my... Okay.
I apologize.
With the explosive growth of renewable energy in America today, call Powering America to meet your needs. For renewable energy in your home or office, including electric vehicle charges and solar power solutions, trust the electrical professionals of Powering America. Visit poweringnorthwestindiana.org. Pow.
Oh, what a finish.
You didn't see that coming.
I did not see that
you
coming.
You didn't see that coming.
That's because your chair's higher.
Yeah,
you said, you know what? I'm going to throw another pow out at the end.
I'm the locomotive.
You're feeling it. Challenger Learning Center. Celebrate Halloween at Challenger's Fright Light Laser Spectacular on Saturday, October 30th. Showtimes are 11 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. Tickets are $12 and must be purchased in advance. To learn more about Challenger Center and their upcoming events, visit clcnwi.com. That's clcnwi.com, or connect on social media at Challenger NWI on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Misprint. Misprint specializes in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and within budget. Misprint's experience in technology allows them to offer custom, commercial, on-demand printing and sign solutions you can count on. Rick Balzenberger and his team have served Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana for over 30 years. They have 2 convenient locations in Munster and Hammond.
Thank you, Rick. No metal card for you.
No, I don't have anything. I can't show it off.
Just throw off your card. Just like you could. Here.
I have a card. You want me to try?
We can do this.
There it is. Man.
Ooh.
I do want one of those. Obviously, I'm not running for anything.
For what? What would your QR code be?
Listen. Okay.
Chinese star.
That's a good point, John. What would his
what
QR
would it
code
link
be?
to?
You know what? It would go to the Go
Baby
Hammond
Locomotive.
site and say, look, if you're interested in knowing more about
The
Hammond.
chief of staff the chief of staff splash page.
Are you saying I can't have one? Is that basically what this is coming down to? You're not getting
I think we're saying like no metal card for you, Phil.
Rick, if you're listening, I want a card.
Make it plastic. Yeah. Phil gets a plastic one.
Put Mayor's old address on that one, too.
I think the Baby Locomotive deserves like a plastic card.
He'll connect me to like Thomas the Tank Engine or something. Or you click on it and I'll be like the back, whatever.
Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and outside patio. Brewing Equipment offers a unique backdrop for your private event like weddings, reunions, and corporate parties. They're conveniently located just off of 8094 at Kennedy Avenue South exit. Come on by and enjoy Byway's award-winning beers and unbeatable menu, including their patio. And it looks like Phil's got something. Phil, what are you holding up there?
You guys see this?
Well, not our subscribers, but our Facebook listeners can.
Facebook folks can see this. I'm holding a gift card, Kevin.
Whoa.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you know what that means?
Byway that it took you 90 days to get a prize for one of our listeners. Kelly, you now have a Byway gift card thanks to Phil. He actually came through.
She doesn't have it, though.
She doesn't.
You know what? She has been ripping you, by the way.
Kelly.
Ripping you.
Look, it took me a minute, but here we are. And it's here. It's in my hand. Congratulations. You deserve this for that, great answer on that game you played 2 years ago.
She has been calling you Fredo Phil on the chat all episode.
I don't even want to talk about Fredo Phil. That's not real.
All we know is, Kelly, you can now contact us and get a hold of Steve at lockpod.com, and he'll be able to get you the gift card. Congratulations. I'm sorry you wanted to sit out on the patio in, July.
Unbelievable.
But you might be able to go in, the depths of winter to go enjoy Byway.
Listen, Byway's good no matter what
Agreed.
time of the year it
Without
is.
a doubt.
Okay. In fact, some of their beers are made specifically for winter.
All right. Well, then that's what you've given her.
That's-
The winter wheat is on its way.
Yes, you're welcome.
You're welcome, Kelly.
Tri Electronics. Tri Electronics wants to be your complete communications provider. Tri Electronics has been a leader in this industry for more than 55 years. We are dedicated to assisting our clients with their systems integration needs. We have the expertise and experience to provide superior results for a wide variety of projects. For more information, call Tri Electronics today at 1-800-722-6793.
And thanks to our sponsors.
Why are you holding the reed in front of your face?
Well, where am I
You're on
supposed to-
camera. I can't. It's just a piece of paper that's on the
Okay,
screen.
all right.
He's probably
Are you that bad
glasses
with
on.
your eyesight?
It's the glasses.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing.
Take off the
read it.
glasses, Phil. You can't see. There he is. He's back.
It's like
Phil's clearly not in the biz.
No.
I'm still learning.
Neither are we.
I'm learning how to be the
That's why he's the
locomotive,
baby
guys.
locomotive. He's not there yet. He's just learning.
I get a bad rap around here.
All right, let's talk about some things. We were talking about sports with Matt, but there were actually some really good articles that came out this week that were just kind of piqued our interest, and I think it is a good discussion point about high school sports, right? Like youth sports, not professional sports. That's a whole different ball game.
Well, specifically this one article that we're going to get into.
John, you got that up on the screen yet?
It is up right now.
All right, so this is the title of the article is School Board in Michigan to File Protest After Players' 16-goal game against winless team.
Interesting.
So what happened here was there's a team in Michigan that obviously is not too good, who played against a team that is pretty good. And
Hence the term winless? Is that what gave you the
I've
sign
been-
that they're
I've
not
been
very
on-
good?
I've been on a winless team, so I know how
I
this
have
goes.
too, as
Yeah.
a matter of fact.
My senior high school team was 0-20 basketball.
In
0-20. John, so just kind of getting into this, right? Or we'll talk about this a little. I'll get into our worst loss that year when we get to the basketball story. But this was a situation where a kid wanted apparently to break the record, individual goals in games, 16 goals against a team that was 0 and whatever. And the team that was 0 and whatever's school board decided to file a kind of a protest against the winning team.
That they scored too much.
So
Chad, how do you feel about this? Now you can't just win a game. You got to win it so you don't hurt
Reasonably?
anyone's feelings.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the Incredibles thing, right? The Incredibles, if you've seen the movie, right? Is
that a cartoon?
Yeah, it's a cartoon movie. It's
Yep.
really
Yep.
good. And
Okay.
but kind of the message there was are we all just? Do you get an award just for participation awards versus
Right.
shouldn't the champion just get an award, or is mediocrity okay? And
Well, first of all, there's a lot of sports out there. They have what we call mercy rules in place, right?
sure,
So that if you get up by a certain amount, like we were talking about it in high school soccer, you said
it's
if you get
9
up-
goals this year. I think it's
Okay.
the first time 9 goals by half, or 9 if there's a 9-goal deficit. I think after 5 goals, it's a running clock no matter what. At 9 goals, they call it.
So it's a mercy rule. They end the game. They obviously did not have that rule in this
They do not in
particular
Michigan.
league. No, Michigan. They're like the mercy rule doesn't.
I guess maybe the two things to look at, right, are player perspective versus coach perspective.
Mm-hmm.
As a player, I think you're out there having the time of your life.
Absolutely.
You're out there enjoying your sport. You're with your buddies. You're with your teammates, and you're lighting it up.
Yeah, I see a lot of different perspectives here. I mean, you were going to say something. I know in grade school there was a basketball game we played. I think we played OLPH. I played for St. Catherine of Siena, and I'm pretty sure we lost 90-8. And I don't remember that, anybody writing any articles saying we're not going to play against this team in the future because they beat us by too much.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, man, we suck and we got to get better.
So I'm starting a poll because Chad is really one-sided on this right now. They think this is absurd and that you should be able to win by as many points as you can score.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, there's a couple of aspects here. There's a coaching aspect to it, right? And I've coached, Phil, you've coached youth sports, and I can tell you that in my experience in coaching soccer, for example, if we're up against a team that we're just murdering, I'd say, let's just play possession and work on some things.
100%.
You don't need to. We're not going to beat this team by 10 goals.
Absolutely.
Jill's a coach too.
Well,
and
also, those are the games when your stars get hurt.
Yeah, good point.
Do you
want to leave these guys in, or do you? And it's also right. So in your tough games, you're going to be playing your starters, and they're going to be in most of the time. So when you're killing somebody, it's an opportunity to get the reserves in,
right?
To get your other people into the game.
So that's if you're coaching the team that's actually dominating, right? That's when you say, hey, just kick the ball around a little bit. We don't need to rub it in their faces. We're up by 10 goals, whatever it is. There's also a strategy if you're the coach of the losing team, by the way.
True.
I mean,
lesson learned.
Back in the day, if that was going on and I was coaching the team that was getting our butts kicked, I think we probably would have came up with a strategy to make sure that kid, I'm not saying hurt him, but I'm like, if he's kicking every time he gets the ball, I'd have had 3 guys on him immediately.
Sorry about the cleat.
Kicking as hard as I could at that ball.
Yep.
That's what, that's how it would have worked back in the day.
So maybe it's a coaching failure by the guy that got scored on.
I think it's both teams. I think both coaches kind of made some mistakes here.
I can tell you, so I remember it was either a junior or senior year senior high school for sure, because we were 0-20 that year, and we were playing in a Christmas tournament. I went to Morgan Park Academy for high school, and we we're playing in a Christmas tournament against Ileana Christian. And
whoa,
yes,
my
John,
alma
your alma
mater.
mater. Yes. So
all right, Ileana.
We were getting our asses kicked.
Yeah, baby.
But I knew we were. You're going to lose, right? I forget. I know what the final score was because it goes into my story. And I remember I was captain of a winless team, telling our team, I was look, they are not going to score 100 points on us. This is a high school game. Yeah. They're not going to score 100 points on us. Mm-hmm. Final 100-23.
Oh.
It made the times, too. I was happy about that. It was pleasing.
Wow.
But I guess my point of that story is, on the other side of that, right, when you're getting your ass kicked,
right,
you're not giving up. You're still playing, and you're pissed.
Sure.
And so you have to kind of set a goal. They're not going to score 100 against us. Screw these guys.
And here's what sticks out to me
did, though,
more than anything. When they say, because I saw if you read the article, some of the people are saying, let's never play this team again. What
lesson is that?
Are you teaching your children? Hey, we got beat so bad, and
we're never going to play them again.
We'll show them. We're going to withdraw from playing. What kind of? That's the problem with when people are saying the wussification of America or whatever. It's
Agreed.
Like, that's the kind of lesson we can't teach our kids. So you got your asses kicked. You know what? Next time you'll make sure it never happens again. At least if I was on that team, I'd make sure it never happens again. And you know what? Get better. Work harder.
Yeah, but okay, so let me play devil's advocate here. So if you're playing this team and they're killing you every year and they're basically recruiting, or they have kids that are playing travel ball all year long, and the other team is, let's say, a small school who the kids play 4 sports, and they're playing everything, should you leave them on the schedule?
Well, you don't take
leaving them on the schedule is a whole right. That's a good question, because I'll tell you, like, for example, one of my boys swam at Munster, dominant swim team, right? Griffith stopped playing him in conference decided not to do a dual meet with them.
Why is John cackling in the back?
I don't know, John.
Ben Stambaugh's comment just now in chat.
That was good.
"Quote unquote, captain of the
yes,
captain of the winless team needs to be under Kevin's professional profile."
Yeah, I was the only guy that scored in averaging double figures on that team. But you know what? I'll tell you something. I mean. And that's great, Ben, and I appreciate the comment. But I'll tell you, I could tell you that being on a losing team teaches you a lot 100%. Of lessons that you learn as you go through life. Versus if I'm always on a winning team, always on a team that was a champion, always.
Yep.
I'll tell you something. When you have some bumps in life, those are harder to take, I think, than when you've been through shit seasons.
Our grade school basketball team, Kevin, won like 2 games in 4 years. So I get exactly what you're saying. And this ties into like kids today that aren't getting jobs when they're young. That bothers the heck out of me too. It's like you got to get a job where you're not making a ton of money. You're kind of getting your butt kicked a little bit by the people who are in leadership or supervisory roles. And I feel like kids today aren't even taking those jobs anymore. And they just, they're going to school and they're like, I want the big job where I make the big money and I'm in charge. No, you got to have the jobs where you learn how to, be part of a team and that kind of stuff. I don't know. This all plays.
So I think it works into life. This is a good story to talk about life lessons too, and I don't want to get too deep, but it's a very interesting article. And John's pulling up another one now that we just saw that Indiana high school basketball has decided to insert this year and implement a 35-point mercy rule.
So this is catching on like fire. Like you said, it's in soccer now it's in basketball. Where does this end?
What 35 point? I mean, if I'm on a team, I'm like, we can come back from 35
I
down.
agree.
Possibly.
35 isn't that bad.
Yeah, how'd they come up with the number?
I don't know. I'd rather have it be like 50 or something.
Exactly.
Second half.
It's like, was it random or did they take the average of, teams that got the stuff kicked out of them over the year and they said this is the number? I don't get it. You can't just come up with a random number. But you're right. 35 points we've seen it before, right? You've seen college basketball for sure, where they're down by like 40, then all of a sudden something
pros
clicks.
For sure, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, I think 35 is not giving the losing team or the team that's down 35 enough. I mean, what if they get it back to 10 or they get it back to? There's a lot of good things that could happen if you have a comeback off of 35 versus like, the refs blow the whistle. You're down by 35. Go home.
Should there be mercy rules at all?
Yes.
Really?
Fuck yes.
I mean, I could tell you that from being at games where you're killing a team and you're going to kill them. I mean, you maybe prevent injuries and stuff. Maybe at a certain time in the game, maybe it's like second half, fourth quarter.
Okay.
But I could see it.
I'd rather do a running clock as opposed to a.
That's another good option.
Rule.
Running clock's another option, right?
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
But
I just,
it's a tough question.
We got killed when we were younger, and look, we turned out just fine, and we're competitive, and we're still top of the line athletes today, Kevin. Why are you people laughing? Why are you laughing right now?
Poll results.
These kids are not the same.
Poll results, John. Wait, John, we need like an intro to that. Poll results.
Poll results.
A moo. A cow. Okay.
What does that mean?
The chat, our committed audience, our viewers, we love you so much. The results are 74% say this is insane. Okay. You should be able to win by as many points as you can win by.
Interesting. Yeah. So
But we both agreed early on, if we were the coach of that team, I'd
have pulled back. Yeah,
done something different.
Back. I mean, what's the use of having a kid set a record when it'd be like saying like you're playing against 5-year-olds, go score as many goals as you want.
Like, I mean, is he really going to be telling people, I scored 17 goals? Like, was it a good team you played against?
Was it 17-15 or what was the score of the game?
Well, no, they were winless, but I set the record. I'm like, well, get out of my face.
Congratulations, right? It's those kind of. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and disparage a high school
No,
athlete,
I get it, but
I just think it's a coach. Coach should have pulled back.
The biggest issue for me, and we can move on, is our country. Everybody keeps talking about how we're getting weaker and weaker, and we're not as tough as we used to be when we were younger. So there is a part of me that wants to make sure we're still making our kids as tough as possible, because life is tough, man. You got to be ready for stuff. You're going to have these types of situations in your life. I'm sorry.
You're going to have bumps in the road.
It's called adversity. Get over it. It makes you stronger in the end.
All right, we're going to do the rest of our ads. We're going to come back with a TikTok challenge.
Oh, you don't want to miss this.
Be ready for some TikTok.
Going to be fun. Am I going first again?
I just can't wait to see my feed.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Phil, well, of course, you're the baby locomotive.
I am the locomotive.
Go first.
I'm going to put the paper this low so John doesn't yell at me anymore.
I actually don't want to do the TikTok challenge anymore because we tested this at pre-show yesterday. And the things that came up on my feed.
What, you don't want Amy to see?
I'm going to get canceled.
You could be arrested.
You're going to get canceled.
You could be arrested by the end of our
Amy,
show.
the door's locked at home.
Okay.
Does the FBI monitor this podcast?
This Chinese app.
Right.
And the podcast.
Yeah, we know Todd Rikita's
now we
watching
figured out
closely.
what John's got going. It's a Chinese app.
Right. Grizzolia's Concrete.
Nice.
Sorry.
Way to lead off.
Grizzolia's
Pow.
Concrete. Pow. Was voted #1 in the Times Best of the Region 2020 and 2021. Grizzolia's Concrete specializes in all of your concrete projects, including, and they have been using, I'm all over the place right now, and they have been using the original cement finish in the California style.
You got to do the hand. Bump, 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 bump.
I'll let Tom do that one.
Don't take it away.
Since 1972, and also offers stamped and colored concrete. For more information or a project quote, call Grizzolia's Concrete at 219-659-4127.
Midwest Air Duct Cleaning. At Midwest Air Duct Cleaning, your health is their number one priority. They're dedicated to providing top-notch quality services at an affordable price. Their technicians have been trained to shelter the members of your household from potential airborne contaminants. That's like an official statement. I did? Members, so plural. If you'd like more information on how to protect the lungs of your home, call Marinko and his team at 219-671-8868. A great testimonial by Paul Goddard, who gave Marinko like the big thumbs up. He's legit.
That's a good sign.
Yes, I agree.
I need to call him.
Do it.
Calumet Brewery. Calumet Brewery wants to tell you about Michelob Ultra. Michelob Ultra is a superior light beer with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, all while being one of the fastest growing brands in the region. Or try Ultra Pure Gold, an organic light lager with only 2.5 carbs and 85 calories, brewed for your healthy lifestyle. Enter to win a Michelob Ultra golf bag through calbrew.com. Check out Calumet Brewery's Facebook page for details.
Phil.
Yes.
I just saw that.
What did you do
To Laura.
What is going on?
Let me read you her latest post in the chat.
Thank you, Laura.
She said, oh, where is the locomotive? Phil is ruining ads now. I think he should be banned, and she spelled it B-A-N-D.
That's okay. I know
From
what you
coming
meant.
on the show.
I know what you meant,
Like
Laura.
on your wrist.
I've heard Tom do
Or
some
in
of
a
these
or
ads.
playing
and,
the music.
you know, I don't think he nails them every single time. I feel like I'm.
But when he misses them, he's forgiven.
Well, why is that?
He's a
What did
locomotive.
I do? Who is this Laura?
He's a
that
locomotive.
we speak
Laura
of?
Lunks or Lunks?
Love Laura.
Laura Lunks Wilson. She's very popular.
One of our top fans.
Um,
John's just on her, too, because she's been on John before. She wouldn't acknowledge
But
it.
we've
made
gotten
up.
past that,
I
I
agree.
think. Laura and I are on better. She's actually tagging me now in her posts
Oh,
and
that's
stuff.
nice. Thank you, Laura.
So she made me her next target. Is basically what.
And
I'm
by the way,
hearing here.
she's a sharer. She does share.
She is a sharer, so she loves this
One of
podcast.
3.
Yeah.
Laura, whatever I did, I want to wholeheartedly apologize
Let me
on
get
behalf of my
It had-
family.
maybe
The
it had something to do
apologize
with-
cam. Here we go.
It had
Yeah.
something to do with a gift card, probably.
No, she wasn't the winner of the gift card, right? That was
Kelly was.
Yeah. So no, it wasn't Laura.
All right.
What I did.
There he is.
The issue is you're not Thomas McDermott.
Is that what it is? Well, it's nobody can be Thomas McDermott Jr.
That is true.
It's very difficult.
Ready, John? Tortillas, Nuevo Leon.
I was looking up sad royalty-free music for Phil's apology to
yeah.
Laura,
If
but
you-
never mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard of Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise. Phil, you have to do the
Tortillas
aha.
Nuevo
Be
León,
ready.
hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón.
Like a Teletubby.
Was that you? Is that really Phil?
You thought it was like a.
Sound like you ate some helium.
Yeah. Can you eat helium?
Well,
Or do you inhale it?
Suck helium.
Suck helium.
Can we incorporate?
Idol.
Play that one back.
Eat helium.
That needs to be incorporated into all future Tortilla
Tortilla Nuevo Leon, their sales just went down.
I fixed his song finally.
Oh, we've been waiting for that
Yes,
moment.
you're welcome, everybody.
This wasn't right. What the hell,
I
dude?
have
That's
no-
creepy,
It
man.
is really creepy. Really creepy. All right. We've come out of the ads, thank God.
Yes.
It was a disaster. And we've got TikTok challenge.
Oh man.
So here's what actually we were talking with
Did you
Mayor
tell everybody
Tom
what
about
this is?
No, I'm going to lead
Okay.
up.
I don't
so,
even know what this is.
So
Yeah.
we'll pull out your phone, Jill, because you're part of this too.
She needs to download it real quick.
I don't
All
have
right. Well, you
TikTok.
need to get it if you're going to participate, which we want you to do. So we were talking to Mayor Tom about this, and he always compliments himself about his TikTok feed, which he said usually has really good-looking women and Latin dancers on his TikTok feed. So we were laughing and said, let's see everyone's feed to see what, because it's an algorithm, right, John?
Yeah, TikTok has this bizarre algorithm. Like if you just hover on, if you watch a full video, it'll pull more of that into your feed. If you skip past a video really quickly, it will put less of that in your feed, right? So let's say
So it learns.
there's a video of someone at a beach and you're like not interested, you skip past it. It learns so fast. So our algorithms should be pretty telling about us, right?
Wait,
Yes.
do I even have an algorithm if I'm just downloading TikTok?
Let's see what they give you.
Even better. That's
Maybe.
even
See,
even better.
I did the same
China.
thing. I'm just signing
just
up for the
continue
first
with
time.
Facebook. Come on,
Is that how it
Phil, see, this is right, John. We talked about this yesterday.
You did.
We tell Phil be ready to go.
You said sign up.
And here, and here we are.
Phil literally texted us. Chat, this is no joke.
This is no joke. Tell him,
7:20. Phil, I'm going to just read the text.
Please.
Thank you.
Phil texts at 7:20 and says, does the podcast start at 7:30 or 7:45?
And my response was,
you are joking, right? Yeah. This is amazing.
This is what we're dealing with, folks. He's the chief of stuff in the city of Hammond. This
I don't
is
know
what
if
we're
I
dealing
want
with.
to, but you connect your. See, this is the problem
Just
with apps
do it.
these days.
Just do it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're on.
We'll start with
Phil,
yours.
you don't have to sign up at all. Just start scrolling.
Oh, is that okay? That's what I want. How do I?
All right, ready?
no
My
way to
first one.
skip?
Ready? Wait,
Okay.
here's my first one, John.
Oh, wait. Okay.
It's a dog dancing.
Put it up to. Okay. All right, we got dog
Do you
dancing.
see that?
Yep.
See, this is Tom would be laughing at me right now. He looks cute.
All right, so what's the
Little dog.
second one?
All right, number 2. I'm going to like that one. Number 2. Okay.
I thought you were known for being the cat guy.
Whoa.
Looks like a. I didn't see what this is. Soccer girl.
Oh my goodness.
I like the song in the background.
Oh, she's dribbling. Okay. I like that one. All right. Let's
You have
see
a soccer family, right? Your kids
I
all
do.
play soccer and
They
everything.
do. So that's soccer. Now, how do I keep going? Oh, I just scroll up.
You're skipping
Okay.
some.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. Hey, babe, your dinner's almost ready.
Oh my God.
So that's
Kevin.
3. Mine
what
has
does
gotten
Jana
better.
think of this?
Websites for homeowners that feel illegal to know, part 7. I don't know what that is.
Refi.
Refi. I can refi my home. And number 5. All right. Announcer fired before season starts.
Okay, we got a little sports in there.
I've gotten, my algorithm's gotten better, John.
Yeah.
Because it used to be a lot of like unfit people just hanging out and a lot of cat videos. So I did get my number 1 though was a dancing dog. So
yeah.
John, how about you? Let's do it. Here
All
we
right,
go.
I just
John
disclaimer.
Vesmar.
I reserve the right to not show. I'm gonna look real quick, and if I skip past it, it's because it's not for this podcast.
All right, here we go.
Let me open up this camera. Hold
Good.
This isn't going to be good for me because there's no algorithm set yet, Kevin. It's just going to.
Doesn't well, I don't care.
It's gonna pick
that's
5
not my fault. You could have been on it last night instead of going to the James Bond movie.
All right,
which
here
we're
we
gonna
go.
talk about.
Here we
talk
go.
about.
John Vesmar. Here we go. John Vesmar's TikTok feed.
First one. Okay, we got some.
What's it entitled?
It's caught a vibe. LOL. They're just dancing.
And you're a dancer. So that
I've always
Yeah,
said
I
John.
like to move my body.
John is a dance biscuit. I've always said that about him.
number 2.
No clue what this is.
Are they?
It says job not finished. There's
John's
a
life.
woman in a dress.
Yeah, right.
Whoa. Okay. Whoa.
All right. Number 3.
But see, they can't see the video though.
Number
right?
3.
Well, he's describing it.
Oh my! It's a woman in her backyard
In a
bikini.
Also, John's life.
Yes.
This is interesting.
She's dancing.
Oh
All right.
my goodness!
Wow.
Hold
Okay.
on. Whoa.
right.
Okay, number 4.
Number 4. Here we go.
I'm bored. Here's this. I don't know what this is.
It's just a teenage girl. Sure. All right. You better get that one off quickly.
Oh no. Oh. Whoa.
All right.
Hold on. All right.
And number 5. I'm bored.
Another woman
Another
dancing. You know what? This is not reflective of me, guys.
Does TikTok allow nudity?
John,
No.
I think you're deeper than this.
There's no nudity allowed.
I consider you deeper than
Zero.
this, John.
No, I'm not deeper than this at all. It's very, it's very
Reflective.
surface level, dude.
Okay, so if you're signing up for the first time, I guess this is
All
what
right,
you're
this is
going
what
to
you're
find
going to
out.
get on TikTok.
Here we go.
Show the camera.
I'm putting swipe up for more. Oh, so it's just some guy dancing right now. Just some random dude dancing.
All right. It's
Okay.
teaching you, too, by the way.
Oh, is that okay? So swipe up. This isn't
He's
good.
learning.
Oh,
Come on, Phil. Why
There's a
did you-
Hooters girl right off the bat.
See, this tells me something about the algorithm.
What is she doing though? General manager walks in and sits in your section.
Can't see you, Phil.
Oh,
Can't
she's
see
taking off all her rings and stuff. I don't know. She's. I don't know.
All
what
right,
she's
number
doing.
3.
Okay. Looks like a Halloween video. Oh, we got scared. Somebody put some like.
Oh, the fireman got
It's
scared.
like a jump.
It's like a fire station.
Jump scare or whatever they call that. Okay. At the me as a kid when I didn't have money for the book fair at school. He's just talking to somebody. That didn't go so hot. And last one is a cat. It's you, Kevin. Don't you like the cat
Oh,
videos?
the cat video.
You like the cat videos.
Bear.
This is for you.
Isn't that a bear? What
Cat
is that?
video.
Oh my
Is that
God!
a
It
cat?
is a bear.
A bear video.
What
I got
the
a cat
heck?
video. Phil got a bear video.
No, I can't tell, man. It looks like they're not showing the front of it. It looks like a big cat. It doesn't look like a bear. It's a huge, like a leopard or something. Anyway.
All right. There you
All
go.
right.
Okay.
TikTok.
Wow. So
Jill?
you guys swear by
No?
this app?
No, not at all. I don't swear
I
by it
do,
at all. I don't go on it
absolutely.
very often. I'll tell you one thing, though. The one thing I watched on TikTok more than I've ever watched TikTok before was that Smash Mouth video.
I did watch that. Well, because of Lockpot, I wouldn't even know
It
about
was
that.
crazy. And you know who found that for us? Marissa.
Really?
Yeah, give credit to the judge.
Well, I'm gonna get on TikTok now.
You
I'm gonna
have
start
to. It's the best social media platform out there.
It's
Okay.
very funny.
You have my stamp of approval.
I'll probably start making videos.
Oh,
You
please. Maybe it'll show up in my algorithm.
You know, I'm on TikTok.
Why?
And by extension, you're on TikTok,
Oh.
Phil. Sometimes I post clips of our Warzone games, and I can hear
wow.
you. Actually, my most popular TikTok is you failing bad in the gulag.
Of course.
It's so bad.
Because everyone loves that. Jill, are you up or no?
So, no, but I do have Reels on Instagram. It's basically the same thing, isn't it?
Check it out.
Let's see what it has. Reels are, so now it's a
Here
plug
we
for Reels
go.
on Instagram.
You guys need more sponsors, man. TikTok should
They should be sponsoring us.
Absolutely.
China.
All right.
China.
So this one is a dog,
You can't
a
play
polar
that
bear.
music.
Well, that's just the back of your
We're
phone.
gonna get
Okay.
kicked.
Oh, that's true. We can't
Yeah,
play
can't
that.
have
Skip
that.
it.
We're gonna get
Skip.
kicked.
Okay.
All right.
Copyrighted
Get off
music.
real quick.
Yeah. Oh well, let me put this on mute.
All
So I
right.
got that.
Yeah. Whoa.
And
All right.
then I have someone in Scotland hiking in the mountains.
Now see that I can dig.
I can see that with Jill.
I like
She's
Whoa.
in Scotland.
I like
Very
hiking.
attractive, muscular man
Oh, see,
Just-
this is the opposite.
hiking in
Jill's
Scotland.
getting dudes. Look, they have barbells.
These apps are pretty smart, right? They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
Yep.
Jill
And
likes
you're
Scotland.
a Scotland fan, yeah.
Somebody made a pot.
Oh,
All right.
that's exciting.
So Jill likes like
Yeah,
nothing.
not
crafts.
as exciting
Jill's
as
very
your
crafty.
feet.
That's how I want to spend my off time is watching a guy make a pot
on a
on a video.
And a video like what?
random
That's
dude.
a visit UK.
Oh, see, we know this is all Jill.
Let's see.
This is all my
Oh,
vacation
that's
planning right here.
beautiful. Yeah.
Jill's like, what did Reels tell me? Where did Reels tell me to go?
Wait, let me go back here.
One more.
One more. I don't know. This chick is using peppers in a flower arrangement. That's pretty lame,
we've
honestly.
learned some-
Can
And
you
more-
spot the peppers?
I
So
don't-
now we know
I
that
don't-
Jill loves crafts,
I don't-
boring crafts,
That
and
was-
guys in
Welcome-
Scotland.
Jill, I'm sorry, but that was a very boring.
It
Oh,
was.
wow.
It absolutely
I
was.
mean,
Wow.
like, here's a guy making a pot.
It was a girl making a
somebody-
pot.
Spend Friday with Jill.
Yeah, exactly.
We.
Can you find the peppers in the stew?
It was super random.
Well, we've learned something about all of us,
Yes,
haven't we?
we did.
We
Yes, we
suck.
Yeah.
What was it? So you said there was a Smash Mouth update, Kevin, since the last case of Lockpod.
Yeah, so John, right? We actually, I think Lockpod put the lead singer over the edge.
Yeah. Nail in the coffin, buddy.
After we played that, which was by the way, great TikTok video by that young lady. He retired. He quote unquote retired.
Just
To
like
focus
that.
on his physical and mental health.
So wait, is that? Let's be honest. That's code for I'm on
Rehab.
something.
Yeah.
Something crazy went on, and I decided I'm hanging it up.
Because I don't know if it's just a one night alcohol binge where you just lost control, you drank too much. That's one thing, but it feels like something else is going on here. He's got some other issues.
John, do we still have that? Is that like a
No.
gone?
No.
All right. So
but I
you
do
didn't-
have the article of the headline.
Fair enough.
That he retired.
And when but listen, he played Festival of the Lakes. You guys talked about
He
that,
did.
right?
They were
And
awesome.
They were great.
phenomenal. That was like 15 years ago.
It was
though.
different. He was probably a different person back then.
He wasn't given the Heil Hitler and I'm going to effing kill all your family in the middle of All Star. His bandmates are probably like, "What the?"
Yeah, he sings a song at the end of it. He's like, "Point of this is I'm gonna effing kill you." Like if we'd have known that's what the song was about this whole time, we might not have been listening to it. Been a little different.
Well, congratulations to Steve Harwell on his retirement. It's always nice to see folks retire.
You've turned it into a positive thing.
I hope he's got a nest egg.
I wonder if they had a retirement party.
Yeah, they should. They need to do something.
Something for him.
Yeah,
Wow.
a lot of O'Douls in his future.
I hope so, for his
Zima?
sake.
Do they still make Zima?
Phil?
They don't make Zima.
Phil.
Yeah, now remember, they came out with Zima like all of a sudden out of nowhere. They're like, we're bringing Zima back to the market.
Rebringing?
Whatever it is. What is it?
Launching. They're
Relaunching. Thank you.
relaunching.
They're relaunching Zima, And so, of course, John and I threw a Zima party. What else would you do?
Zima pool
Who
party.
wouldn't?
Who wouldn't do that?
Zima pool party.
It was.
It's awesome.
It was at Dave Westland's house.
Was
It
it
was
like
fantastic.
a kids pool? Oh, Dave's
And we had a
No.
bowl.
He's got a
Remember
nice
we had a
pool.
bowl of Jolly Ranchers, so
Yeah.
everybody could drop them in the Zimas like we used to do.
And what happened?
Fantastic.
And then like a week later, Zima was gone again. They were like, we were the only people that
You
bought
should.
it.
You're the only people that had a Zima party
On their
anywhere.
relaunch. Yes.
Now that would have been a TikTok
That
video.
would have been a TikTok. See, John, we got to think about stuff like this.
We do. I don't. TikTok wasn't around then.
I mean,
but
no.
Matt and I are
Zima.
famous already, but this could help you to get to where we are at our level.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I know.
do.
So real quick, you guys went. I wasn't able to go. Actually, I was at regionals. Congrats to Chesterton's boys soccer team. They beat Munster 3-1, and congrats to Munster. They played a hell of a game. It was great. It was 1-1 at half. They ended up losing 3-1. It's always sad to see seniors play their last game, but it was a huge crowd and a lot of fun and a lot of good soccer. But that just leads me to say why it wasn't with you guys. You guys were at the James Bond premiere.
Yes.
we were.
Let's hear it. Well, first of all, real quick, I'm going to just ask a question. Out of 5 stars, John.
3.
Phil.
Same.
All right. Now the review, John.
I was a little disappointed for Daniel Craig's last Bond film, as everyone knows, and reading that this was supposedly the best Bond of his. I completely disagree. I was kind of let down. Yeah.
I think people wanted, because they knew it was his last one, I think people just want to say this is the best Bond one. But the fact of the matter was, all right, if you're a Bond fan, you got to go see it. It's
For sure.
It's still worth seeing. It's
Absolutely.
still, got a lot of Bond elements to it that you're going to love, but it just didn't.
But how many, it's like how many finales always let you down? Finales are, like, think about Game of Thrones.
Ugh.
Finale, terrible.
The whole season
I
was
can't wait
trash.
for the prequel, though. John, and what about you, John? Phil?
So, yeah, I agree with
Sorry,
John.
John just gave his review.
You have to go see it if
Probably
you're a
need
Bond
Tom
fan.
back.
You still should go see it in a theater. I still think you should see IMAX like we did.
Agree.
But it didn't meet some of the Daniel Craig Bond movies have been some of the best James Bond movies I've ever seen. I've seen every single one.
Because you are told often that you remind people of Daniel Craig, right?
I get that a lot. Either him or Ryan Reynolds or Matthew
Brad
McConaughey.
Pitt, I've
yeah,
heard.
I mean, it's like it
Just
gets
name
old
'em.
for me.
Any
if
heartthrob,
anything. Yeah.
Phil Talon,
Well,
right in
because
there with in
they
the mix.
see my abs, they see their abs. It's similar. But this one, unfortunately wasn't. I wish it had been a little better the way he went out.
Yeah.
It was good. We can't give too much away, right?
No,
but it was
no.
good, but not the best.
Well, I have 2 questions.
Yep.
All right, so who is the best Bond?
I'm always going to be biased towards Pierce Brosnan because I admit I've got a bit of a man crush on him.
He was the worst Bond. Like
What?
he's known for being the worst Bond.
and pretty short-lived.
Yeah, man.
Short-lived. He did
Oh no,
3?
not the worst. There was that one guy who played. I don't even know his name anymore. He made it a few, and I can't remember his name. But Pierce Brosnan's one of the worst. I think you gotta. I mean, Sean Connery.
You're done.
Yep, cut him
Wow.
off.
Cut me off. My
I mean,
mic.
I'm not a huge Bond fan, but Sean Connery, I
Sean
think, is
Connery, easily the best.
identifiable as Bond.
No doubt about it.
That's true.
All right, and then who should be the next Bond?
I thought they already picked one.
Did they?
Aren't they doing a woman now?
I thought a woman.
Yeah, I think
Oh, they
there's.
picked a chick.
Dumb.
Me too.
I'll tell you
dumb.
what. Okay, and John, I know you're gonna
James
speak-
Bond is a man. That's it.
How do you
End
get
of
the
story.
word? How do you get
Jamie
the?
Bond.
That's a good point. What's her name?
What James Bond is a
Jamie.
man? How do you
Well-
make it
Jamie
a woman?
Bond.
So 007.
Oh, good point. It's
They-
all about
they become
007.
Right.
007.
Okay, so
Ah.
the title, yes, you could make a female, right? 007.
Well, good luck to her.
There was a woman in the movie last night that should be the next.
There
If
you
they're
go.
if they're doing a woman, she was amazing.
Disagree. I'm not impressed.
I'm not talking about 007.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Talking-
Love her.
She was
fantastic.
John's like, she's on my TikTok. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
she will be.
She will.
No, I
soon.
saw her in. She's been in other Daniel Craig movies. I think the last one. She was in a 28 Days Later, which a movie I really like, zombie movie. But anyway,
Yeah. All right. So there's the Bond update, Kevin.
That is a Bond update.
Since you weren't there, you can't give us your review.
I cannot, but I'm just trusting you guys, and I know you guys would have been
Well,
spot on.
Kevin's
3
already
stars.
checked out. He's just on his.
No,
phone.
I was looking at I was trying to find a photo of me coming out of my colonoscopy.
Kevin's
Because
colonoscopy.
Yes, it was interesting, and it was one of those things where. Well, number one, everybody should do it. I would just guarantee you that. I had the
You're talking like it's a roller, like it's
like,
a
well, it
carnival
felt
ride.
great.
I'll tell you this.
I'm having another one next week.
The pre was a lot harder. I'm signing up again. Yes. The pre was a lot more difficult than the procedure. procedure is painless. You go under general anesthetic. Gene Chang did mine right here in Munster. I'd give kudos to him. Phenomenal staff. Made me very comfortable. But I can tell you this: it was. Janet took this great picture of me. I look like I'm dead.
Oh yeah.
Still under
under
anesthesia.
That reminds me of the one of Tom when we were just waking up.
You see that one?
You literally.
Yeah.
She could have sent that to everyone and been like, "Yeah,
and
it's a colonoscopy gone wrong.
Yes.
Sorry."
Here's I just came out of anesthesia.
Wait, let me see this, Kevin. Oh, good Lord.
So, but what I would say, just as a public service announcement, if you're around 50 years old, do it. It's good to get a baseline, and it's also just good preventative and screening. And if there's something wrong, you want to know early.
Is it annual, Kevin? Every year?
No. So Tom, I think they told him 10 years. They told me 3 to 5. So.
Okay, so I need to schedule mine. I'll
get it done. Get it done, and I just got to do it and I was talking to John. John's a lot younger than us, obviously, and just suggesting that you do it. Do women have to? Are they the same?
I think so.
Yeah. So this is not just a guy thing,
I don't
ladies.
Go to the doctor.
Do it.
Do women get colonoscopies?
Well, that's like
or should women get screenings at 50? I don't know the answer.
Guys don't get breast exams.
I was going to say you don't get a mammogram.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So
what is wait?
But I don't think that has anything to do
Does it
with
make
it.
any sense?
No.
There's certain tests that are specific to women and specific to men. I would think
women have breasts, men don't.
I would think
Yes, we
anybody
do.
can
Yes,
get colon
they do.
cancer, Phil, just like men can get breast
No,
cancer.
I agree,
right?
but I guess the question is,
I know men.
does that disease affect women like it has men over?
I think they
historically?
do tell you to get them.
Do
I
they?
think it's the
Okay.
it's the number 2 behind prostate
Because
for men.
for
I think.
men.
Interestingly enough, I've never heard of a woman getting a colonoscopy before.
I haven't either.
No, I
dude.
think
probably
that's-
just
I'm
don't go on
curious.
podcasts
So since
and
I
post
since I
pictures
had
about it.
mine, several women have said I had mine.
Okay,
So-
all right. There you go.
So you're telling women about your colonoscopy, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I've had colonoscopy too."
I mean, I just mentioned it. I mean, like for example, staff at the office knows I'm getting a colonoscopy. They're like, "Oh, I had one, a couple years ago."
It's
Stuff
Kevin's
like that.
pickup line at the bar now. He's like,
It's
"Hey,
working, it's working great.
just had a
Was
colonoscopy."
it true? Everybody in this place, raise your hand if you have had a colonoscopy recently.
And this daiquiri is delicious.
Yeah. According to the American Cancer Society,
There we go. Here it is.
they recommend that you start getting colonoscopies when you turn 45 if you're at risk for cancer. The numbers for average risk is about 1 in 22 for men and 1 in 24 for women.
So there you go. It's
Man,
pretty
it's
close.
about the same.
Very close.
Look at that.
Yeah.
We learned something today.
All right. Go
Or
get
we
one.
could just listen to Chad. They've all said
Yeah.
5 minutes ago, yes.
Yeah, we're dumb.
They're much smarter than us.
They are.
Well, Phil, let's wrap it up.
Okay.
Wait, we missed the biggest news of the last 12 hours.
What?
Adele dropped her new single.
What?
Oh.
I did not know this.
Oh my God, I've been
Is
in
it
my
amazing?
feels for 12 hours.
Really?
Oh,
I
Is
could
it
tell
good?
you were moving a little different. This
I'm not
morning.
ready for the album next month.
Is it
I'm not
really
ready.
that?
I'm not ready.
Wow.
So is it going to be one of those where on like iTunes you got to buy the entire album, or can you buy each song?
I'm not on iTunes.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Oh,
of course.
I'm
not
you
on
a
are.
TikTok, not on iTunes.
Not on Apple. She's
Leave me in my shadows.
yep.
got. You got to get Apple Music.
That's
Phil.
a big. Okay, well, we talked about this on a previous show. I don't like monthly fees. I like to buy one.
Yeah,
song.
let me just spend $10 on
One
eight
album.
songs.
I own it
instead
forever.
of doing it for free. You own it forever on Apple Music.
The day you stop paying that monthly fee,
Not if you
you
download
don't
it. Not
have-
if you downloaded them.
No, that's not true. You don't get to download it and keep it.
Turn your Wi-Fi off. They'll never be able to
See,
take that
but
shit back.
see what you're doing
There you
now.
go.
Now you're, whatever. One other thing we
Where's
want to
Napster
mention.
when you need it?
Yesterday, pretty big deal.
LimeWire.
Yesterday, pretty big deal. New RDA CEO.
Oh, that's right.
Was
Whoa.
announced.
Congrats to Sherry Ziller. For those of you that aren't from the region, RDA is a Northwest Indiana Regional Development Authority. Does a lot of huge projects. They're doing the railroad extension from the lake down south, and Sherry Ziller's been around a long time, and she's a great person that promotes the region, and she's been really good for Hammond too.
I think so. I
Hammond
remember
native.
when Bill Hanna.
Clark High School.
That's right.
I was going to say, I think I went to high school with
Go
her.
Pioneers.
When Bill Hanna retired, I think a lot of people were like, who's going to get this new job? And right away I was thinking, there's a no-brainer. She was the COO. And for Hammond, she's always been like the main person that communicates with
Contact.
us on stuff, because Bill was always like in Indy doing his thing.
So I'd say good job to Don Fesco, who is the
Absolutely.
board chairman, and good job to Governor Eric Holcomb
Yeah.
to keeping somebody from the region and somebody that's kind of a known commodity at the RDA and putting her in charge. So
Congrats, Sherry. She should be on the show sometime, by the way. You
That'd be
guys should
great.
have her on.
Yeah.
She'd be a fun guest.
should get some numbers up.
Yeah.
Rumor that we asked her to be on the show today, and she turned us down because who would come on the show.
They knew it was the worst one ever.
She's like, get a few more viewers, and I will be there.
Maybe I'll come on.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, Phil, thanks very much for coming on and being the baby locomotive today. We'll look forward to having Tom back on Tuesday. Phil's always a very able fill-in for Tom and for me. So
thanks,
appreciate
Kevin. Love you, Laura.
And by the way, congratulations, Kelly, 4 months later for your gift card.
Boom.
So,
How does she get it?
She doesn't
I said
have it.
get a
though.
hold of Steve at lockpod.com. Right?
Now you're going to
She's
make
never
her
gonna
do
get
work
that.
for this?
Well, I mean, what are we going to do? Phil should really
Do you want to wait
deliver
for
it
me to
her.
mail it to you?
Does Steve
I
even
wouldn't.
a part of this anymore? I
don't know.
I
Come
haven't
back from
heard from
California?
it. I don't know.
Okay.
She's
we-
never getting this gift card.
Have we defaulted on some of our bills? I should ask Steve that too. But,
Send your address through a message, not to chat, through like
that
Steve.
might be responded to.
Yes, we will get
this
this
year.
gift card to you.
You know she's not even listening.
it's in the house.
She hates us now because
No.
you failed on this. Anyway,
Not true.
Thank you.
John, good work today, by the way, at the
Thank
production booth. I know we had some significant technical glitches before we came on,
Oh.
and John got him up. That was one of the reasons you couldn't see my brother when he was on. I want to thank Matt Money Smith for coming on and talking about football and the Dodgers and the Chargers and the Bears. And Jill, of course, always nice to have you. And thank you for sharing your reels on Instagram and promoting reels on Instagram that I didn't even know existed.
Thanks for
Facebook.
attacking me.
Thanks for sharing
personally.
your colonoscopy pictures, Kevin.
My
That was
pleasure.
great for all of us.
Yes, I'm back. We'll see everybody Tuesday. Have a good weekend.
Peace.